Greetings everyone, welcome to Token Nuggets. In this crypto rant session with friends of the channel, Chibueze, JediK and Soul. JediK shares his highs and lows of the week, Chibueze spotlights SAFEMOON token, and Soul gives an insight to our journey to becoming a validator in the Harmony One protocol. Finally, big thanks to the Harmony community members for their help on our journey to being validators thus far. Remember to use the timestamps in the description of the video so you can skip right ahead to the relevant section or topic within the video that you find interesting. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Share your own nuggets of information in the comment section. And as always, thank you for watching. Greetings everyone, welcome to another crypto rant session with the usual suspects. Plus one today. We have Chibueze and JediK, as well as another good friend of the channel, Soul. So today we have some news around Harmony One Validator projects that we are working on. We have been looking at how best to be part of this entire blockchain ecosystem, understand how the protocols work. We are learning on this journey, but we've decided to pick up the Harmony Validator angle of things as another experiment or a project we want to go with. So Soul will be giving us an update on this because there's been a lot of geek out session with that one. So Soul will round off today's session by talking about that. And as per usual, we have Chibueze, we have JediK, and then Soul. So we'll just do a quick fire round intro like we always do. Please let's keep it short this time because I know some people by now should have a one-liner as introduction. I ain't saying nothing, but hey. So we'll start with JediK this time. JediK, please introduce yourself. You're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, hi guys. Great to be back again. I'm JediK. By day, I'm a project manager, and every other free time, I'm just cryptocurrency hobbyist.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And of course, usual suspect Chibueze, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, it's good to be back here again. I do a lot of cybersecurity, and when I'm free, I spend some of my time studying and reading up on crypto coins and watching coins as well.
So essentially, you're the coin watcher.
I watch coins.
All right, cool. And last but not the least, we'll introduce Soul. Soul has one or two videos on the channel, so please introduce yourself briefly.
Hi everyone, thanks very much for having me on your channel. Nice to meet you guys, Chibueze and JediK. Again, it's Soul. I'm an IT consultant and I get involved in a bit of solutions architecture. I'm new to the blockchain sort of landscape, but I'm quite keen to learn a lot. I get a bit nerdy. In my spare time, I like to draw because I get involved in a bit of aerial photography, so that's what keeps me busy.
Thanks for that. It must be said again that Soul is a keen drone pilot, shall I say. But what do you guys call people who delve into drones and all of that?
Drone pilots.
Yeah, that's what they are. That's what they are. So yes, Soul is keen on that. We've had a few flying sessions and it's been fantastic. Hopefully we'll share some nuggets of information on that at some point, Soul, yeah? We never know what we can get up with. And then of course, as per usual, we would normally say after the introduction, we don't have a format per se. We would normally say that. However, we've begun to form things up as we go on. So for today, we'll go with the usual news speaks. I shall go first. And again, it's just this piece of news here. I'm not sure if people are aware of Bitcoin, the stock to flow model. But anyway, this news says, so stock to flow creator doesn't think Bitcoin's bull market is done. And so there's the question here, is Bitcoin's macro upward journey over? PlanB says no. So the stock to flow model creator, it's a guy called PlanB. For those who have been in the crypto arena would be familiar with him. I pulled it up. I put up a few stuff to go through, some information that we might want to glean. So PlanB, this article is from Cointelegraph, and it's the Cointelegraph Top 100. So PlanB is quite forced to reckon with in the crypto arena. But a little about his biography here. Little is known about PlanB, one of the most revered analysts in the cryptocurrency space. So sheltering under a pseudonym, he has used everywhere, from social media to video interviews. A quantitative analyst has spent several years examining and forecasting Bitcoin price action. We'll leave it there. So he's quite well known for that. And so what is the article saying essentially? What they're saying is that PlanB is alluding to the fact that we've only just begun, essentially. by all means, take some time to read through that article. I don't want to have to go through the content of the article, but we go to PlanB's Twitter page to see what he's saying, essentially. So this is PlanB's Twitter page. The article was picked up from here, really. So let's just go direct to the source. And so PlanB has said, in my own opinion, we are only about 4 months into the bull market and nowhere near the end of it. Bitcoin is just getting started. And this tweet was sent just yesterday, well, on the 26th of March at 4:23 p.m. So again, a lot of comments will come. Again, this is one where do your own research. This is not financial advice, as we always say. Do your own research. Have a look at the stock to flow model. See if it has worked as people claim it has, or, as with every other thing, there will be detractors, there will be there will be believers and unbelievers kind of thing. But do have a look at the stock to flow model, make up your own mind, do some more digging, do some more reading and research. So yeah, it is interesting. And I thought to share that interesting piece of news. Now, with that said, another piece of not news per se, it's more of what's happened during the week. What I want to share is how most tokens have performed. This is what I wanted to bring people's attention to. So this past week, top 10 most searched crypto assets. That's the list. Ecomi, Dance, BitTorrent, Chiliz, Pundi, Harmony, Cardano, VeChain, Bitcoin, and Holo. Now, I think we must just give ourselves a pat on the back because almost half of all these tokens have been mentioned on this channel. And so, yes, so we must give ourselves a pat on the back for that. And of course, the top 10 gainers of the week as well, as highlighted by CoinMarketCap. So, Dent, Kin, Harmony, TrustSwap, ANKR, Theta, Storage, Aragon, PundiX, and SpendCoin. Again, more than half of these have been mentioned by us in our usual crypto rants. So good one, guys. Hopefully we keep up with this and just talk about the tokens that matter, tokens that are seeking to make a difference, tokens that are looking to improve on decentralization or decentralized finance. So yes, good one on that one. And yes, those are my two sort of focus news items for the week. So one is a piece of news from PlanB, and the other is just what's gone on within the crypto space the past week. That's that from me. So guys, anyone with news worthy of sharing or something that has caught your fancy this week, perhaps might want to share with the viewers? JediK?
Yep.
Excellent.
We mentioned in the last call, in the last rant we had, or the one before, that it will be nice to actually do monthly review back, because I'm the key fan of, the hodler life. As
Absolutely.
And one thing is then to do a monthly or weekly review of how things are going. So quick one here. I know we spoke about PundiX on the 19th of February.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the one thing I also think is important is not just about talking about things, to chill out currencies, but also to, put your money where your mouth is. So you can see the top left corner, an announcement from Token Nugget, saying, yeah, it's available on Binance, what's going to happen, and the current price. And what we did then, same day, if you check the dates, left, we made an order, right?
Yeah.
For this token. And today, just before this session, I checked what was going on with this in the same time frame, and basically between 19th February to 27th March, we have a 17.8% gain.
Jeez. Who is this Token Nuggets? Jeez.
Right. If we look at it overall, then it's actually your total portfolio size is 617.
Wow.
So this is a really good thing. We'll be doing a bit more in the next one to just show, and on the channel we'll probably put some things up to show the tokens we'll be talking about, and to actually match dates and see where we are in the hotline life.
Fantastic.
So it's not always about chasing
or shilling crypto. It's not always about shilling crypto.
Yeah, it's not about shilling crypto. It's not also about chasing the biggest thing in terms of market caps. Mm-hmm. So if you had $5,000
mm-hmm.
or $1,000 to put on this on February 19, then where are you now?
Oh yeah,
that's the question I'll leave in your mind.
Yeah, let's not even talk about Harmony. We'll have to do a deep dive on Harmony as well at some point.
I'm up for that.
Harmony briefly when you showed the staking option
video. Yeah,
and then we were already at was it 20x?
Oh, exactly. Actually, JediK, could you please do a review of Harmony, see how the gains have been with Harmony? So, not necessarily today, but it'll be interesting to see how that's gone.
Yeah, and one thing you need to know also about Pundi here is there will be a redomination coming soon.
Yeah, hasn't that happened yet?
No, not yet.
Oh yeah. I know they have. Yeah, there was
that's gonna happen soon. So the $1 million question, literally the $1 million question, is it time to bank?
Absolutely.
Or you want to wait until after the redomination? So this is the tricky one here. Do your own research as usual and then go for it, because either ways where you are today, if you've taken that the sales or buying on the 19th of February, you're already in a good place. So I'll leave the rest up to you, whether you wait for redenomination or you don't want to bank right now. So that's there. Looking back on what's happened over the last.
Excellent. I must let people also know, because you mentioned that the token redenomination, will commence at 1400 hours GMT on March 30th, 2021. So that's March 30th, 2021. And so what happens with that is that you'll be able to swap 1,000 NPXS tokens for one PUNDIX token. Okay, so again, you'll be able to swap 1,000 NPXS tokens for one PUNDIX token. So there is no change in the value of the new tokens the user holds after token redenomination compared to the total value of the old token. So everything all balances out. It'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and then like I was saying, this week has also been a bit of highs and lows emotionally and psychologically. Last week we did say last week that there's the ICO drop on COINLIST and so on, and yeah, it's been crazy, I can tell you. Option 1, option 2, option 3. Option 1 was good. I was in there, waiting, we need to go through what our viewers are going through to be able to talk about this, from a shared experience.
Absolutely.
Option 1, Chibueze and I were chatting at night. I was in a good position thinking, and then there were just a couple of thousand people ahead of me.
Just a couple, only a couple of time.
And that was good. Option 2, which I was thinking, entry level is $5,000. It sold out before I could think.
Yep.
And now on the screen now we have for option 3. So option 3, because the others I was getting there 10 minutes before the sale starts. Option 3, I decided, let's see how good their algorithm is and try to get a feel of how many people are actually waiting 1 hour before. So I got in 1 hour before. 4 minutes after getting in, look at what I have on the screen.
I know. It's crazy.
There are 242,708 people ahead. And
that's crazy.
5% already gone. So in my head, I'm thinking 5% gone in 4 minutes. Man, nothing is gonna happen here. And again, boom, gone. It was the sheer amount of people in here.
Yeah,
was crazy. COINLIST had troubles. They still have trouble on their platform because even regular traders couldn't do anything. So it was a lot of downtime for them. They're still trying to to make everything work properly. I still get almost 6 messages a day on what's going on in there, like the platform, the status of the platform, and so on. So that's there. And similar, the same thing happened when we're even talking about IDOs as well. Convergence went well. That was on Polka Starter. And then right at the end of this whole CASPER fiasco on COINLIST, it's like the whole world suddenly realized there's something called ICOs and whitelist and so on.
Yeah.
It was with On Marshall. On Marshall had over 1 million applicants for their whitelist.
Imagine that.
Over 1 million.
Jeez.
That's insane, right? And it will keep going. So anyway, the way we do it, we always try to see what's going on to hack the system, get ahead of the curve, keep on, like, subscribe. Things will be coming out soon.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, by the way, when JediK says hack the system, that means, you find a way of getting around all of this, bureaucracy around having to wait so long and all of that. So nothing unethical.
Yeah. You get that. My own hack the system is, as you go from point A to point B,
exactly,
find the straight line.
Fantastic. Rather than having to contend with it. Anyway, yeah, we leave it there. But yeah, it's interesting. But well done because I know JediK was trying to sort of make sure that, a few folks, got in the game and he helped. Even Chibueze also helped, tried to help guys get on. But it was just messy. He just couldn't work the whole thing.
It wasn't the COINLIST didn't do well at all.
Yeah, I know you were lamenting that as well, because I saw your messages. You weren't impressed. I saw JediK's messages too. He wasn't impressed.
Nah.
Oh well. Okay, cool. Nice one. Thanks for that. So
just a quick one. Last thing I would say, even though it was a bit of highs and lows and all that, I have to say that something good still happened this week, all right?
We could do with some good news, actually.
Oh yeah. That's really it. So the good thing that happened this week, basically, I also decided to look more into Binance and see what's going on there. Yes, we will farm, we will use Launchpool and Launchpad. And I went a bit on the risky side. So you need to do your own research well. So it was more about the Bitcoin in the dual currency. So I looked through the way Bitcoin was going, and I've been talking a lot with the new entries, where you see some memes right now where someone buys $100 worth of Bitcoin, and after 1 week they're asking you, hey, my $100 hasn't turned to 6,000.
He hasn't bought a Lambo yet.
Yeah. And when they see the dip, the panic, and then, the runoff. Yeah. And I just thought, at the end of February, we're not going to hit 60K, sustained. Yeah. Right? I was projecting more around 57. It still went a bit lower than that. And basically, I just made my good 52% APR on this because the strike price was at 60,000.
60K, yeah.
So fantastic. That was a good one for me. My Bitcoin is still there, it's increased. So that's what I played with. Then just, you don't want to put all your eggs
in one basket, literally.
Try this out and see how that went. It went well. That's good. Something good that came out this week. Yeah. Sorry, guys, if you're holding on to this. You were.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing that, JediK. But JediK, so when you shared this with me during the week too, it was good stuff. So I was thinking, okay, perhaps you could create a hack, even if it's a 2-minute video or something, to show how people can go around just making maximum gains as maybe necessary. It's one to think about though for some time. But thanks for that. That's fantastic. So at least something good came out for one of the usual suspects. Okay, here we go again, guys. We're going to have Sol come in to give us an update on the journey thus far into being validators on the Harmony protocol.
Okay, thank you very much again, Talking Nuggets, for having me. Let me present and share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so just as TJ mentioned, we've taken like some sort of deep dive. So guys, what we've been doing like some due diligence and industry standard best practices to ensure that research is key. We know what we're doing. Ask questions, come back to Talking Nuggets, and sort of just reach out to people who sort of done this before because of our keen interest. So if anybody just goes to this link, you can copy that network link. If you're looking at becoming a validator, this area, Harmony has done a great deal of job to actually put this powerful resource together. There might be maybe one or two areas where you might run into technical challenges, but just make sure you look at your keyboards. Well, don't have a fat finger. You might want to be typing a comma and you're hitting on a full stop, and that could,
or an apostrophe.
that will definitely send you off the edge. So, but what we've done is just normal approach. We went through a list of vendors that we're aware of just to see which of these cloud options, do we want to onboard. Some of you have heard about DigitalOcean. To be honest, I have not heard of that. I've heard about VaultTR, obviously AWS, Google Cloud I haven't used, and not only till recently when we started discussing about crypto blockchain technology did I hear about ANKR, and I'm sure most of you do have this token. So feel free to grab each of these cloud providers. They would pretty much do the same thing. But what we've done, I spoke to Talking Nuggets and we decided to go with AWS. It's pretty straightforward. You really and truly, you don't have to be a techie person, but obviously there might be other areas that you might want to look into to make sure that you're configuring the right things and making sure instances are up and running. So I wouldn't take too much of your time because I know time is against us. Just at your own time, as I said, feel free to visit that web link. So the first thing first is we made sure that we had an account. So just like having an account for, your normal Azure portal or Google, you need an account for this. I have had an account for business purposes for about a year and a half, but I sort of leaned towards the Microsoft side. But then it was an opportunity for me, to sort of get into AWS and learn a few tricks and see what the cloud is capable of. And trust me, it did not let us down. Uh-huh. So first thing is you need to, once you're logged in successfully, you can just go to, it's pretty straightforward. Pick an EC2 when you go to the AWS page. And so once you pick on the EC2, it will take you through this nodes where you launch an instance. And in this case, you can select an instance because we're trying to build within the Linux infrastructure. For those of you who do quite a lot of programming, you will be familiar with this a lot. We went through that as well, just clicked through the steps. It was pretty straightforward. We made sure we enabled the necessary ports because there are aspects within this project where you can sort of remotely log in, or you can log in using the CLI just from the vendor's webpage. So whichever option you choose, when it comes to setting up the security in terms of your ports, this is where you have to go through. And it's pretty straightforward. You don't really need to do much in here. So I'll probably just scribble through the screen. Now, the important thing for those of us who might want to be logging in via maybe your laptop, desktop, Apple Mac, whatever it is you use, you need to create a key. And what that does is it enables, it's like a security protocol. So you create a key, and if you're trying to log into AWS via your computer, either SSH or using the terminal, you would need to make a reference to this pair of key. If you don't, then it wouldn't work. So there's quite a lot of security embedded into it. So you would give some hackers good money for their run.
Good run for their money, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we went past that stage, created our keys, and eventually we launched the instance. Now, one thing I did want to make mention is, and this is why I'm opening a Word document to my right, is just, it's good to document what you do, so you can easily make a reference to it. You might, the first one you build might be just like some proof of concept. You know, you're still testing what
experimental.
Experimental. That's all. Thank you very much. I know you're a bit nerdy talking nuggets, but
I'm not nerdy as you, man.
So there is the cost aspect to all this, okay, but it's not a lot. And you know, when you're testing waters, you need to weigh the options and see. I mean, for people who might not be maybe abroad or in the EU, depending on what you say, there is one that would suit your needs. So if you're in Africa and you think, okay, well, you wouldn't have the flexibility in terms of, you know, electricity, then you might want to onboard the cloud option. So you don't really need to think about building up a machine or
and worried about uptime, constant uptime, and all of that. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's why I decided to lay out that option. That my initial sort of research was around to see how that would sit on a Dell Power Edge, which I host here. You know, the security is good, but then I felt I don't want to start tweaking my network and going into that. Let's just go with what everybody is saying about.
So I might chime in here, Sol, because I remember there was a discussion around that as well. Because we thought, okay, we already have servers in the house. Why don't we use our servers and do all of the work? We thought, you know what? Just go with the box standard configuration for now. See how things work. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that's actually paid off. Yeah, and that lets you see the power of cloud computing. That's the point I wanted to make. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would still be utilizing my Dell Power Edge for other, you know, maybe backup, because there's a lot of data to store. Yeah. So I'm thinking of maybe storing some of the data that I have downloaded from the nodes, you know, just to have a backup copy. Anything could happen, you know. Yeah. Somebody could use the internet, you know. Let's hope that never happens. So this is our bog standard configuration, you know. It's like building a machine, 2 cores, 4 gig of RAM. You can extend it, you know. But we just went with the bog standard settings, okay? And myself and Token Nuggets did some cost analysis, so you can sort of know what the cost implications is against maybe something like hosting that, okay? So it sort of gives you an idea. If you spent a lot on that and you're thinking, well, what would happen? Never mind. It's a proof of concept. Feel free to try if you're that technical. So we did some costing, and this is what the worst case scenario for us was in our own case per month. Now, I kid you not, we've not spent 1/3 of that. I think I shared an update with Token Nugget.
We had an overview of what it had cost after we pulled down some updates that were pending.
So we're looking at $98.28, which is a combination of, you know, storage and the instance. So the beauty of this is that it's like just taking, you know, when you look at the services running on your machine and you see so many services, in this case, it's just a tiny slice of the whole thing. Well, you know what? You want some storage? There you go. You need some instances running? There you go. So you're not consuming per se. But I did a worst case scenario that, you know what, if things skyrocket, you know, I doubled and tripled the hard disk storage. I went 8 gig of RAM, and I think I still kept my CPU at normal. But anyway, without wasting too much time, that's what we came about in terms of our costing, which we've left. We've got a link to it as well, just in case we want to make a reference to it in the near future. And it's pretty much going through the same thing the document did. I just took the screenshots just to make sure, you know, we get where we are. Now, once that happens, for those of us who want to connect via an Apple, if you're used to terminals, this is where that key that you created earlier on will be used as authenticating to your instance, okay?
That's for Mac users.
AWS.
That's for Mac users, yeah?
Sorry?
For Mac users.
Yeah, this is for Mac users. Yeah. For people who are using, so this is for Mac users, right? Yeah. So I'll click on that just to make it like, it's just a terminal, just like having a command prompt on a Windows machine. Okay, that's an equivalent. I think there was one for guys who were within the Windows. Yeah, if you're using Windows, there's a special instruction. Okay, but I'll leave it for you guys to sort of do your own research. But the most important thing is to have connectivity with your instance. Okay, they've done a pretty good job here. They did some testing. They could connect, which we also did in our own case. That's the test. If you're connecting from your Apple, this is what you just copy and paste and make the changes wherever, with your user credentials and making a pointer to that key. And what that would do is that would connect you to your instance, okay? And you'd have your welcome page and you can install updates and yada yada. Now, there are other technical areas that I wouldn't want to waste much time on, but feel free to go through it. We've gone through the likes of creating a command line interface for the coding. So basically what they've done is they'll build you build yourself a machine, make sure it meets the standard requirement. Then you now go to the Harmony side and download the details that you need to make this up and running. So you create BLS keys. They're called, I can't remember something.
Don't put us. Don't
worry,
put us on spots now, because this is something. This. I mean, everyone in cybersecurity show know what the BLS.
Wow. I'm just here wowing.
Yeah. So it's a bonnet lean shakam.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why that is new to me, because I've done a lot of, not a lot, I've done like some authentication in the Middle East before, and I did one when something got hacked, so I got a bit of idea about how these keys work, but mine is more towards the RSA tokenization rather than, authentication at this level. But by and large, we downloaded the keys, we went through exactly all the phases that they wanted us to go through. We synced with something called an R clone. So an R clone is like the database of node of Harmony. Okay, so they're saying, hey, okay, well, rather than you wait 4 or 5 hours depending on your network speed, well, you know what, just go to that link, pop it into your window, and voila. And what would happen is it would download you a copy of the DB. Okay, I think we run a few scripts here to do our testing. I'll probably show you that. Yeah, so once you do that, you can run your necessary keys just to authenticate and say, hey, yeah, I've got like the copy of that database and I'm almost good to go. From there, you do like your normal updates, just to make sure everything is there on your shard, up and running. This section deals with you now installing a node. So basically, they're things called shards. So there are 4 shards within the Harmony infrastructure. So it starts with a shard 0, shard 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, that's like 4 blocks. So once you create your environment and they've shared the necessary keys, then you would have configured and say, hey, by the way, I want it to be sitting around shard 1 or 2. Okay, it's just to have a place to house, and that's all it is. We created binaries as well. These are the sides that says deprecated. Obviously, it's no longer in use, so we don't really need to spend a lot of time on that side. Let me share an interesting section of this document with you. So a bit of more technical stuff. It's self-explanatory. You have to download the node, you create it, you run the script, you do some validation to make sure it's up and running. And there are other configurations that, in our case, we just left everything bog standard. We didn't make much changes just to make sure we were in sync with what we were doing. Okay, it tells you if you're quite technical, other areas that you might want to tweak. I would suggest that you leave it as it is. And if you think maybe you're not confident in terms of trying to set this up, then you might use what is called a test net from the onset. So it's like having like a proof of concept area where you can just, quickly rub hands and run test code. So you're pretty much not breaking anything, where you can really learn. But I felt, well, because of time, this price of this coin is actually not waiting for anybody, and we just wanted to jump on board. Okay, so we went through that and we updated our node. So it's just basically saying, okay, well, the node is now there, it's up and running. What else do we need to check? And the first thing we did is to make a reference to the balance, which is the screen I'm showing here. I've taken off most of the details so that I don't reveal too much information. But as you can see, the first hit on our shard came back with 0000. Yeah. That was it was really big for me. Like, oh wow, yeah. Okay. And the first thing I did is I called Token Nuggets. Yeah, we're good to go. We've gone through all the security, we've gone through our documentation, and we were absolutely happy. And another thing we did do is, okay, oh no, TJ, should I feature this and let them know the guys we've been speaking with? I think we need as well.
Yes, just yeah. So let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up and talk about those guys. Those guys have been very helpful. Yeah.
So these guys have been quite helpful in terms of the issues that we came across, and they helped us, knock things off, issues, whatever, commands to run, and so on and so forth. These are other scripts to check that our service is running. So this is as at when is this? On the 21st. But it's now, I think, about 7-8 days when I run it, and it's still live, up and running. So we're very, very excited. And these are just third-party tools that we've installed on the box to help us do a lot of monitoring and maintenance. So guys, that's just a quick rundown. Maybe we can catch up on questionnaires at a later time, but just wanted to let you guys know that the environment is up and running. There's only one outstanding task, which is just to create a validator, and we're just waiting for our tokens that we've claimed to come back from different guys that we've stuck with, and we should be good to go.
Well done, Zoe. Well done, Sol. I know it's been a long road to get here. Yeah. So we're pretty much almost there. I think we have to make another video to let people know how to find us on the protocol, how to stake with us, because I know we had a video we made last year around how to stake Harmony One tokens, but that doesn't delve into particulars as to our own, validator node, etc. So all of that we'll put together in another video. So needs to be said. So we have to give shout outs to the guys that helped out, especially Patrick from Slugum Computers.
Slugum Computers, yeah.
Yes. Shout out to Patrick and the Wolf of what was it called again? The Wolf of what's that guy called? Wolf of All Streets. Yes. Wolf of All Streets. So phenomenal guys, really good guys.
There's another guy called Mafaz.1. Mafaz has been really good. There's another guy called Coinboy. He's absolutely amazing. Those guys crack codes like no man's business. So they've been really good.
You know what? Big up to the Harmony community. People are ever so
Harmony community has been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely helpful. And I, say, look, if you hold the tokens, if you're not staking, what are you doing? And if you want to stake, come stake with Token Nuggets. Hey, anyway, so awesome. Thanks for that, Sol. So we'll be doing some more sessions to go. Matter of fact, I think we should be able to spin up be on the list of validators. Hopefully before middle of the week. We're looking at midweek.
Yeah.
So okay, Chibueze, you want to shoot us off on this?
Like I said before, one of the things I do apart from my other interest in crypto is to just watch coins. I do have some coins that I put more energy in, and then the other ones that I just randomly just follow to see what they are up to.
Yeah.
So this week I stumbled on SafeMoon. I mean, it sounds funny, but because of the kind of traffic it was generating on Twitter and then on here, so I had to just jump in to see exactly what it is. Well, I FOMO'd in, but
you agreed, you FOMO'd in.
Yes, I admit that. I'm sorry, but I did that. So what happened? It turned out that this coin, at that point in time, it was I can't even count the zeros, but it was kind of 0.00001. So how much did I stake in? I put in about, I think it was about $180. But the interesting thing is, from their white paper, they said, I mean, the longer you hold, I'm making this short. The longer you hold the token, the more your number increases. So when people come in and sell off, usually what happens with this is people jump in early and then they try to sell and then go out of it. But when they do that, they sort of get punished. So people those of us who are holding it, we get more tokens. So now you can see here that 40K people are watching this. And for the past 5 days or past 1 week, it has been one of the most visited coins on CoinMarketCap. You can see it here.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Wow.
Pardon?
One of our mates has this coin that he's just mentioned.
Yeah.
He told me about it yesterday, Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Carry on. Nice
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So that happened, and then I went into it, and I also see they've been making a lot of announcements, and so many things being said about it on Twitter. So I went in, and I'll just quickly again show you where I am with them. I mean, I didn't put much money, but I just want to see it out and see what they're up to.
Yep.
So 2 days ago, this was up by 700. I like to because I bought it with BNB Binance. So what I want I like to measure my progress in USDT. This number here, I think is about is 1.4 billion or something like that. But initially, it was about 1.46 or something. So over time, because I'm holding it, it's increased by probably whatever I can even measure that. Now the reason why my money here is down, not up to $700, is because, as you can see here, gone slightly down, but
it's a 10% dip.
10%, yeah. So that's what I've been up to this week. So this is just an experiment, obviously I didn't put too much that I can afford to lose. So that's one of the funds I had this week with crypto.
Excellent. Well done. Wow. JediK. Oh, actually, no. JediK. So what's the JediK is the X calculator, X's calculator. So JediK, so how much increase has this seen?
This is madness.
Well, it's crazy. Chibueze, I don't
even want to think about this. Right, I'm blown.
Well, it is interesting though that you caught up to this, and it's still not even a cent yet.
It's not even a cent yet. I mean, you can see what is it? Again?
And what's the circulating supply of this?
It's about, is that 642? Is that trillion or something?
I think that's. You know what? I'm not going to put myself out there. My math is bad, as I've proven several times on this channel. All right, fair enough.
So yeah.
Okay, so that's an interesting one. Well done.
And trust me, I love cheap coins, man. Please, I'm on board this coin, mate.
I
know. Sol loves multiple zeros in his coins.
Mate, trust me.
Same here, by the way.
That's the safest way, So at least you can easily monitor the journey.
Exactly.
That's 6 zeros. So you might just be looking for maybe when it hits another maybe 3 zeros, when it's 0.000.
Just 1 zero will suffice sometimes.
Oh,
right.
I can wait.
Quick. The guy, one of the guys who went in before me, let me just say that quickly. You wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you'll be surprised as he put in $75. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then 3 days after, that's probably about way before I went in. So 3 days after that, he was having about 5K. $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I said $75. So you can. I can't do the math. I'm sorry.
JediK, we'll have to pull you up on this math regularly because you're the go-to guy here. All right. Well, that's interesting though. That's very interesting. Good nuggets here, guys, all around. Excellent. Okay. Cool. So again, thanks for the session on this. So
thanks for having me, man. The pleasure's mine.
You'll have to be joining these sessions regularly, at least to give an update on. We give updates on how many and see how we're doing thus far. Kind of thing.
Well, that was a very good one. So I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, it was good to go through all of that. And I always say to Sol, he always has this record keeping document. He's a solutions architect, so he should be that way inclined. So well done, Sol. Thank you ever so much.
No, man, it's always good to see what actually make these things tick. That's what one is there for. You just need to understand, because people are putting money into these things, and some of them are just going with the flow. Yeah, they're chatting, but it's always good to as well, because we've put money on One Harmony since maybe August, September
last year.
August. And now seeing that happen and giving that sort of reward, it makes you wonder to think, well, hold on, what's this?
Let's gratify someone. Yeah.
And going to the deep end and looking at the Linuxes that is doing this, it actually makes you think that, hey, I don't think you can actually seize the blockchain, because some people are actually now. And you know what, TJ?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised when in the next few months there will be the birth of something called proof of What was that thing?
Integrity.
Proof of integrity. You know why?
I keep saying to people that this space is just beginning to evolve, really. It is constantly evolving, rather. Constantly. You'll see. We'll see.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. They've gone from proof of work to proof of stake. The proof of work I never got, and that's when the miners got him. So miners were mining for proof of work. Now miners' money are too much and people are moving away, and that's why you're seeing the emergence of all this markets, because it's now a proof of stake where you just need a validator like myself or you guys to help do the schematics in terms of the infrastructure that would do the calculus.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And now they've moved even a bit further by saying, hey guys, you know what? Let's now have a proof of integrity. How and who are the people that held our coins for long? Yeah. I think these guys are serious if they have some technical skills. Yeah. And that's why I said, hey, I am bringing my One Harmony across that I've been staking for. You know, you just buy this thing and leave them there.
And this was similar to what I was, sorry to cut you in there. This was similar to what I was discussing with JediK this morning around being able to, you know, access this protocols. Just go to a random, see what the project is about, you know, and latch onto the project, connect to them, link your wallet to it, read about it. And then you'll be surprised that, you know, they know you've been there, and then they come back and reward you for actually trying out and testing out the protocol. You know, similar thing happened to Uniswap last year. You know, again, you know, the good old geek in me just thought, this is a fantastic protocol. Went on Twitter, did some research, found out about them, and lo and behold, I think I just tried it out with that $20 or $20, less than $40. And all of a sudden, Uniswap decided to want to give everybody 400 tokens, you know, so that happened. So again, your curiosity could take you to interesting places. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, well, I think on that note, we'll round off. We've shared enough nuggets today so that the editor doesn't have too much of a hard time trying to suss this out. But for all it's worth, we must also mention here, I always like to plug Hex. So guys, look into Hex at some point. We'll have to do a video. I know a few guys have got in touch asking about Hex, you know, likes of Jokers, likes of Lion Main, Tamer, Zach. And people have been asking about how to stake Hex. So I think we should get around Hex. I think we're all holders of Hex here, actually, aren't we all?
Well, you got me into Hex, so.
Oh gosh, JediK, you have Hex, don't you?
Oh yeah, I do have Hex.
Okay.
I'm from Hex.
Oh yeah, Chibueze has Hex. So we're all holders of Hex. You know what, guys? I think we need to share. We can't just keep that to ourselves. We need to share information about Hex. And Richard will be pleased. Richard Hart. Look at me dropping Richard's first name. Richard will be pleased. Like his mate. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Again, I'll let you guys have the last word. Go around. We start from London. Chibueze, last words from you, please.
Thanks everyone who thanks DJ, thanks thanks JediK, and thanks everyone who's listening. I've thoroughly enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have fun listening as well.
Excellent, thank you. So you please go next. JediK has this haiku thing. Okay, so yeah.
Well, what else can I say? First, TJ, thanks very much for bringing this together. I know you're always hammering me and saying, "Hey, get off your butts," but eventually paid off. So thanks very much. It's nice to meet you guys, Chibueze and JediK. Is JediK is he into aeronautics? Is he the one or something?
Oh no, JediK is not JediK. No, not JediK.
Okay, but I mean, thanks again for having me, and it's been nice to be in this forum. I look forward to it.
You'll be back next time, surely.
I will be indeed. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. So, JediK, any last words from you? Should I ask?
Oh yeah, I'm blown, but I do have something right just as we were talking. So, the streets demand spirit, but to get ahead of the game, especially if you don't have a name, is to have a bright soul. Robbing minds with soul gives me unfathomable harmony. Validating my existence in this world of possibilities, taking you safe to the moon is not an impossibility.
I see what you did there.
Okay.
I see what you're doing.
All right.
I see what you did there.
That's awesome, man.
All right.
Awesome.
On that note, guys, before JediK gives us more hype, well done, JediK. On that note, guys, thank you ever so much for joining this session. We shall catch you at the next one. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you.